We're here today at Sonomarin Landscape Materials in Petaluma, and just wanted to give an overview of some of these sample boards for some Stone Universe products. So the first one we got here is our Desert Gold wall panel, and we can see kind of close up of this, we've got kind of tan and golds here. The thing we like about the Desert Gold is it's got some smaller size material, so it looks a little bit more rustic and more natural. Some of the other material tends to be a little bit more modern and a little bit more clean line there. So that's an overview of our Desert Gold material here. And then you can see a couple other of the wall rock panels. So we've got some more kind of darker and rustier tones here. And then as we go down here, this looks like a mountain bluestone, this one down here, where we've got more blues and kind of some quartzite. And then at the bottom here, we can see this antique scabos. Let's take a look at some other material. So looking at some additional material here, we've got Autumn Mist, and again, varied sizes, but this is all kind of a clean line, so a little bit more architectural look here. And then below that, we've got the California Gold, and they also have that in a matching flagstone color as well there, but lots of grays and blues in that one. Below that, we've got Gold Quartz, and we'll get it in the sunlight here, so more kind of tan and buff tones in that one. And then multicolor, which is similar to that California Gold there. Now looking over at their Flagstone sample patterns, up top we've got Antique Gray, so kind of a neutral light gray beige type of tone there. Below that we have French Vanilla, and we can see a lot more gold tones within that Flagstone there. That's a limestone, and you'll see a little bit of a difference in the tooth between this odd antique gray, which is sandstone, versus the limestone and the texture of that. Down below that we've got Indian Bluestone, and this is running a lot more cool gray. This is similar in tone to Connecticut Bluestone, but you don't get those browns and some of those other tones that we get in a full range Bluestone there. Up top here we have Antique Brown, and we can see the color variation that we'll see in those different pieces of Antique Brown. So this has been tumbled and antiqued a little bit. But we can see some deeper brown tones here. We can see some more gray tones, which is similar to what we saw over here on Antique Gray. So, but this is all within the same color family. And this is really representative where we're going to be getting some color variation in those stone pieces here. And then going down, this looks like an antique yellow. The labels come off of this one, but we can see that example there. And then the pearl gray down at the bottom here. A little bit harder to see over on this back side, but this is an antique buff, and we can see that material there. And then down below we've got an antique black that's there, that's kind of wedged into the sample board. It's a little hard to see. We'll go around the other side here. And then over here is an antique yellow, which is also a limestone. So you can see that antique yellow material here. And then they've got some samples of some wall caps. Let's look at those. So here's our different wall caps here, starting with antique walnut, going down to antique ivory here. Get a little bit of better view in the sun of that color. Autumn Mist down below that. Then that Indian Bluestone cap there. French Vanilla below that. Down to chocolate or Kandala Gray below the French Vanilla there. Chocolate. And then Raj Multi. Over here on the side we have Antique Buff. And then this looks like it might be California Gold or one of those. The label has come off this one. Yeah, California Gold there for that cap. And then some bull noses over on this side. So again, seeing antique walnut, antique ivory, antique scabos, Indian Bluestone again, antique brown, antique yellow, antique gray, and finally down below antique black there. So let's go look at their Porcelain Pavers. So here's the samples for their Porcelain Pavers. Porcelain, where it's a man-made material, is going to be a lot more consistent starting with antique white, which comes in 12 by 24 and 24 by 24. This looks like a California gold imitation down there, and then you can see that pearl gray color that they have there. Autumn mist here on the porcelain on the back side of these sample panels, and you can see they're imitating those natural stones. So you can see the imitation fossil print that they have in here. So these are all colored and textured to imitate what we're seeing in the sandstone. The difference on the porcelain is that our surface quality is a lot more consistent here. It's not natural cleft, but it's just this stamped surface. And then also the color variation is going to be what they're doing with these advanced molds and color systems, is reusing those patterns, kind of the same thing that we see with laminate and other engineered flooring. So that's coming to the outside with a lot of these porcelain ones. Steel gray here on that piece, and then here's antique black in a porcelain. So again, kind of imitating what we would see on antique black limestone, but this one in a porcelain material there. So that's a little overview of some sample boards of Stone Universe here at Sonomarin.